let's take a look at the app called Flipgrid. Flipgrid is a video-based discussion platform where the teacher creates a simple topic, which is basically a prompt that starts some sort of discussion, and the students all reply with a video response. That video response is limited, however, so you can either set it to 15 seconds or 90 seconds as the maximum recording time. So it's up to the students to prioritize their video response to make sure that they get their important information conveyed in that brief amount of time, which is great because for you as the teacher, you don't have to sift through lots of unnecessary recording time when you're waiting for students to get the point across. Okay, so let's take a look at the Flipgrid app. I want to show you an example of one that's already done before we talk about how to create one. So if you get the app from the App Store, it looks like this. When you open it up, students don't need an account for this. This is another one of the apps that requires a class code to get into a certain section where they can actually participate. So the teacher needs to create an account. That's how you generate the class code or the grid code. And then, like I said, students just enter that code in here to participate. So let's take a look at a grid that has already been created. So in Flipgrid, you create grids. And for the free version, you are limited to one grid, but you can have as many topics as you'd like. Let's go into this grid that I already created. For this grid, it's an example here. I used it with the building tech leaders to show them what Flipgrid is all about. The task was to draw a bear in 15 seconds or less. So this is one that had a 15-second maximum recording time. Let's go into that and see what it looks like. This is what the grid or the topic looks like within the grid, and it's really easy for students to see each other's posts, to view them, to comment, to reply, to add stickers, things like that. There's a lot of high interest things in here, and fortunately you can limit their ability to add these kinds of things if it gets out of hand, and they wouldn't be able to add stickers if they can't handle it. The plus sign is how they add a response, but let's go ahead and watch one of these. Who should I click on here? I think Alicia actually drew the bear here.
Selfie.
Thanks, Tears. I couldn't do it. It crashed. That's not what
You can reset. So that was a 15-second recording of her drawing a bear. I just paused it there, but I can like things. I can, a couple other buttons there at the bottom. I think I can add stickers. But I can go through and view each of these responses and just kind of review them. So as a teacher, this is a one-stop shop for you to view all of your students' work and see what they're thinking. Maybe this is for a math problem. You're seeing if your students can solve a math problem. Maybe this is their response to something that they just read, making predictions, exit tickets, whatever you want them to record in 15 seconds or less, or 90 if you want that longer recording time. It's up to you. For students, after they enter that grid code, they can hit this plus sign here. That's how they get to the point where they can record their actual video. So here, let's go through and I'll record something here. So I have 15 seconds here, so I'll hit the record button. The timer at the bottom right starts counting down, and it does start to get red when time starts running low like that. So you might have students that have trouble getting the point across in a short amount of time. If they can't do that and it stops recording, it's really simple for them. The timer at the bottom, hit the trash can, and they can start recording again. So here, let's do one that's better. So my answer to the problem, I believe that the students will get an A on a test because they studied hard. Maybe that was my prediction. All right, I'll hit pause because I'm done. And I'll hit the green arrow to go next. Recording again. So here, let's do one that's Video better. looks good. So I hit the green arrow to proceed. Now it's asking me to take a selfie. This is what's going to help the teacher identify which students submitted responses. So take a selfie here. There we go. And I can dress my selfie up with the emoji stickers by tapping the smiley face. Let's say I wanted to have something. Let's go with shades. Here we go. These are cool. And if I make those larger, I can rotate these. I can add more stickers. This is more just for fun, but this is something that can get your students really interested in using Flipgrid. And I wanted to have a football helmet on as well with sunglasses, because why not? Okay. Now, something that could actually be useful, especially if they're taking a picture of something and drawing on it, is the pencil tool. So that's right below the emoji stickers where they can draw on their selfie. Now I'll tap the green arrow, And then that video will, it's going to ask me for some information here. I'm just going to type in my first name and last initial. The rest of the information is optional. They can hit submit, return the topic. Now that video is posted to this topic here, where all students will be able to see and comment and like that video. And if I were the teacher, I can just grade all of these one at a time. They're all in one place. So that's basically it. This is just one little example of a Flipgrid grid that's completed and ready to go. You can see at the top left of the screen BAF85A. That is the grid code that I would give to students. I could write it on my board and they'd have access to participate like that. So let's go take a look at the website. You'll need to use a computer to create your account and get it set up. It's a little easier to do it on a computer. So I'm just going to use Safari here just to give you the website view. Now, I'm already logged in, but if you just go to flipgrid.com, you can sign up for a free account, and then you'll get your username and password, and you'll have access to what you're seeing here. It starts with the dashboard. This is just basic view. You can see how long your students have been using Flipgrid, how many topics you have, how many videos have been created, and that counts all the students' videos as well. How many views, things like that. But when it comes time to creating new topics, so you can have as many topics as you want. I just hit My Grids up at the top. And you have one grid, but you can have as many topics as you'd like. To add more topics, so here's my Intro to Flipgrid grid. I'll tap the white Actions button, and I can go to View Topics. There we go. And I see in here a New Topic button. I can actually deactivate old topics here as well, or delete them, or edit, or do anything like that. So that draw it with the drawing a bear, if I was done with that for the day, I can turn it to inactive. So that way students no longer see it. But if I add a new topic now, here's where I give it a new topic. So let's just call this Exit Ticket. I can set a display date if I want. I'll just set it for the 15th, that's fine. Video response time is either 15 or 90 seconds. Those are the only two options with the free version. I think that's great. I can't imagine you would want to watch longer videos than that from each of your students. It would take a lot of time. So let's say maybe we give them more time here, so 1 minute and 30 seconds instead of 15 seconds. And what is one thing you learned today? So this is a pretty general response. Oops. And keep in mind, this is a video response. Now, you could have students recording themselves drawing something, so it doesn't always have to be like a video selfie where they're recording themselves speaking. It can be them recording something that's on their desk while they're talking and narrating over whatever it is that they're recording. So just keep your options open there. It's a good idea to have students prop an iPad somewhere so that it's recording and they don't have to hold on to it, or they can use a partner to hold the iPad and record them doing whatever it is that they're being recorded doing. All right, so I'll set my status here as active because I want students to be able to do it. I don't need it to freeze automatically. I don't need any topic resources, but I could, as the teacher, record a video. Maybe I want to give students an example of what they should be doing, so I can actually post the first one so they can see it and then kind of just copy the format that I show them. Topic attachment, if you want to have any resources online to help students do their work, that's great. Stickers and drawing, whatever. Completely up to you. A lot of these things you can just kind of let be. Here's where you can turn off emoji reactions, or if you don't want to have any likes or anything like that, you can just turn all that stuff off. Selfie decoration, so if you don't want them to be spending all the time putting sunglasses on themselves, you can turn that to none. Or maybe you have some sort of moderation where you only allow them to do it for 30 seconds and you set it, and that could be something that you can take away if they have that privilege removed. All right, so now I'll leave the rest as is, and I can hit Create Topic at the bottom. Okay, so now it's giving me the grid code GXCFXC. I could write that on my whiteboard. Students could open the Flipgrid app and type that code in, and it'll take them to the exit ticket response place where they can hit the green plus sign and send in their responses. Now, so there it is, their exit ticket. I can go into it and check it out. Let's go to Dashboard. I'm going to go back to the Flipgrid app now. Remember, I was just on the website. I'm going to go back. Intro to Flipgrid is my grid. And now I see the exit ticket. If you remember, I've set the draw it one with the bear to inactive. That's why it's not showing up here anymore. So if students typed in GXC, FXC into this space right here, it would automatically take them to this grid where they would see exit ticket. They can tap it, and then they see the plus sign. What is one thing you learned today? They would be able to record their 90-second response. It doesn't have to be 90 seconds. It just can't go beyond that. And then post it for everyone to see. The teacher, I would just need to take my iPad home that day or whatever, and I would have access to all of the student responses right from that one device. So that's pretty much Flipgrid, limited to whatever topics you want. Again, some other ideas for how you can use this. Math is pretty popular for showing math work, obviously. You can just have them record themselves solving a problem. It could be a reaction to something. Maybe they just read a chapter, finished a book, and they want to post their video reaction in 90 seconds, maybe like a 90-second book review or a book talk. You can have something where they're sharing ideas or anything else like that, or just kind of getting you caught up on the progress of something they're working on, like a project. This is something they can do from home, too. If they take that code and use a smartphone or an iPad at home, they would be able to post something. But you can do whatever you'd like. Hopefully you find something in here about Flipgrid that interests you. If you have any questions, please email me, Ben Rossman. I'd be happy to help you out or maybe give you an intro or face-to-face kind of time to work through this, maybe with your students, too. So that's pretty much it. Enjoy Flipgrid. Thank you.